Hello, welcome to GameGazm. I'm Bren.
I'm Jay.
And what are we doing today, Jay?
Well, we're raiding some tombs.
Are you talking about Rise of the Tomb Raider?
I am.
Ha ha!
As I walk through frozen sands, through flames of burning.
Boom! Tomb Raider is here and Lara's back for another, tomb raiding adventure. There's been a lot of hype and controversy over the Xbox One exclusivity deal, so is this one actually worth going out and buying an Xbox for? Because you just can't wait? Let's dive in and find out.
Set 1 year after the first game, the story sees Lara on a journey to find the divine source. It was her father's last venture and it made a lot of people, including Lara, think he was mad. But after the events on the island, Lara's view of things have changed and now she believes he may have been onto something. She encounters a group called Trinity who have covered up the events on Yamatai and now the world thinks that Lara is insane too. She finds some new leads and sets off to clear her and her father's name, and you know, look at caves and stuff.
Much of the gameplay you will be familiar with if you've played the 2013 reboot. Lara's moveset is pretty much the same and the way you get around the environment is also the same. This time, however, traversing the environment feels a lot more seamless. The animations are a lot better and the general layout of some of the areas feels a lot more natural.
The areas are set up like hubs again. Essentially it's an open world but takes out all of the mundane walking from A to B. Some people love this approach, others not so much. But there is lots to do in the hub areas that never makes traversing them too boring. You can fast travel between hubs using campsites, and this is necessary as some areas will be inaccessible without certain items that are found later in the game. So if you want that all important 100%, be prepared for some backtracking.
Campsites also allow you to craft and upgrade your weapons and items, spend skill points, and now change Lara's outfit. Skill points are gained by earning XP by performing certain actions such as killing enemies, finding treasure, and the hidden challenge tombs.
You craft and upgrade your weapons by using scrap, materials you scavenge in the wilderness, and hunting certain animals, like this rabbit.
Oh, look at the wait, don't kill the rabbit. What are you going to make out of that? You can't even get a decent hat out of a rabbit. Just don't kill the... You monster! Look! Look what you did! There's his friend! He just watched you murder his friend in cold blood! How could you... Fluffles! Not Mr. Fluffles! Why?
There are plenty more tombs this time round, and although many of them are the challenge tombs, they are definitely worth checking out, as this is where the majority of the puzzling is to be found. They are very well put together and are set in some pretty cool locations, like this sunken ship for example. They offer some good rewards too, such as new abilities and weapons. You can also now accept rewards off NPCs for completing side missions that see you clearing out caves and smashing up enemy equipment.
There is also now these shacks where you can buy certain items for gold coins that you find lying around. Here you can buy upgrades for certain weapons and new outfits for Lara. Although quite expensive, it does tempt the completionist in you. And besides, who'd want to wear a tank top in this bloody weather?
The combat is a lot like the first game, which in turn is exactly like the Uncharted series. However, Lara now has more stealth options available to her. You can now hide in bushes to surprise unsuspecting victims or avoid some fights altogether by navigating through the treetops or across rooftops. Entering survival mode now also shows which enemies are within eyesight of each other. If they glow yellow, it means you can pick them off with no one else noticing. In some areas though, the enemies drop little hints that there is an environmental hazard that you can exploit, like this gas leak. Oh look, a lantern.
As far as the looks go, it does look pretty, but I wouldn't say it's much of a step up from Tomb Raider Remastered. However, more of a reskinning with slight graphical tweaks here and there. But overall, as there is a lot more tombs in this game, the environmental atmosphere is really good, and the lighting is great, especially when lit up by flares and glow sticks in the dark and gloomy caverns.
Lara's character model really stands out, being the leading lady, but her support cast aren't really of the same calibre. Jacob, for example, could quite easily blend into the other background characters. He would be quite hard to spot in a crowd as he doesn't have many distinguishing features.
For the most part, the soundtrack is comprised of environmental sounds, dripping water, howling wind, flames fluttering, bells and chimes, with the occasional orchestral swirl to accent Lara's more action-packed moments. The music is quite integrated into the experience, and as Lara nears an enemy, the drums and the music will naturally build into a more frantic pace. Once the threats have been defeated, the music simmers down again. It's very well done, and it's something that keeps you immersed in the game whilst giving you audio clues as to nearby dangers.
So overall, this Tomb Raider outing is much the same as the first, with minor changes, some graphical tweaks and a weaker story, landing it with a GameGazm 8.5. Is it a killer app for the Xbox One? Well, no. Not when you consider it's bound to run better on the PS4 hardware, and when it does release next year, it will probably come with all the DLC at a much nicer price.
If you can wait, I could safely say this isn't worth the price of a console. If you can't wait, find a mate that's got it, go round and play it with them, or just watch it on the internet like everyone else. We love Lara though, and after the leak of a third Tomb Raider game being developed for this series, we can only hope that they push ahead and make the third one really sing.
Lara, listen to me. Someday you're going to make such a mark on this world.
And there we go with Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Rising.
What did you think of it then, Brent?
I'm risen.
Alright.
It's pretty good, it's pretty good. I mean, like, yeah, I suppose if you're expecting something completely new and moving the series forward, it's not really going to do that. But if you are expecting more of the same, then it's a win, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's effectively, like we said last time, it's Uncharted with boobs.
Yes, Uncharted with boobs, which is great. And Lara, I mean, yeah, I guess the only downside this time around is that Lara doesn't have that interesting character arc that she had in the first one, where you're not seeing her blossom from this scared child to awesome survivalist kind of thing now. It's kind of lost that. It's much more...
the new character of Lara has been established. This is literally the second episode of her story.
And does this give us an indication of what the third one's going to be like?
Well, maybe.
But if it's all going to stay the same?
Maybe, but I do hope they take a few more risks. Really, make it just that little bit better.
Or are they going to wait and do that in the next kind of installments?
I don't keep this as a trilogy, and then when they reboot it again, do something different.
Well, not reboot it, but, you know, like the next level of Lara could be something completely different. So maybe, who knows? But for now, Rise of the Tomb Raider is out and it's enjoying its first year of life on the Xbox One. So if you've got one, great. If you haven't, I'd say it's worth waiting, to be honest.
I'd say so. Yeah, because we know when it comes out in the PS4, all the flaws are going to be ironed out, and it'll be the
not
complete
that there's
experience.
that many flaws, really.
No, not really. No.
So, but there you go. Anyway, that's all the time we've got for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave us a like and also subscribe for more awesome content. I've been Brent.
I've been Jay.
And we've been GameGazm.